Good morning. In this video, we're going to talk about a few things related to phase 2 of the artist project. And in phase 2, we're only working on the code. I've posted instructions for phase 2, detailed instructions for phase 2, so please read them. I'm going to go over some things in this video, but not everything in the instructions. Okay, so you're still expected to read this document fully. What I want to spend most of this time talking about is this section, the section titled Modularity. And I'm going to explain what that is. Okay, so let's start by going to our project. And make sure when we're working on a project, we're only working on lesson 28. So you're going to scroll down to the bottom of our course. It says create your project. This is what we're using. We're using create an artist. So if it doesn't say lesson 28 on top of your screen right here, then something's wrong, okay? And there's an easy way to move it. Just make sure it says lesson 28 on the top here. Notice that every time you click run, it saves. It saves the program, so don't worry about losing your code. Just click run before you stop working. All right, let me show you my house. It's kind of ugly, but I'm going to use it as an example in this video. As you can see in the code here, this is all I have. I have the roof, the square, which is basically the building. I have a window and a door. The roof, as you can see in the image, draws the structure of the roof, but it also draws the chimney. The square is just the building, and I can add a comment here. So you can see a section called comments. This is basically just labels. It's not really code. It's just something to keep you organized, because here it says draw colored square. There's no reason to make a function called building, because it would just be a colored square. So I'm going to put a comment here called building. And then I have the window and I have the door. Now notice the door also draws the rectangle for the door and the doorknob. Okay. Now I want you to do this with your code. You're going to take all of your code out, and you're going to test each function separately. So now I just have the door. What I expect to happen is for the door to be in exactly the same place, in exactly the same color, same size, everything, same orientation. And let's try it out. All right, that's good. Now I'm going to try the window. Now I'm going to try, let's try drawing just the roof. Notice where I end in the roof. I end at this point. And so if I draw the door right after the roof, what do you think is going to happen? It draws it exactly where I want it. Even if I switch them, even if I draw the door first, it's not going to affect the roof in any way. And let's try this out. I'm drawing the door first here, but then it goes exactly to the same position for the roof, no matter where it comes in the code. And this is very important. Each function has to work completely on its own, separate from any other function around it. What I see you guys doing a lot is, since you're here now and you know you're going to draw, let's say, the door next, you say turn right, jump forward, and try to get to this position based on where you were. And so I expect that when you switch the order of your functions around, things won't look the same. You'll either have something like that's tilted, or maybe completely in the wrong location. So let me put all of these back together. I also want you to notice that every function has parameters. I have x and y at least, meaning this I want to determine the position of each of those drawings. That way I can reuse them if I want. If I want more than one window, I can reuse it, and let me do that right now. Because right now I only have one window. So let me put another one, let's say 250 there. Let's try this out. So as you can see here, I was able to make two windows just by reusing the same function again. I didn't need to go in and see how the artist is going to move. And a secret to doing all this is, if I go into any of those functions, let's see, let's go into the draw colored square function. The secret to it is this function, the set position function. I have this in every function that I use. That's the function that asks me for the x and y. And let me show you what that does. What it does is that if I can move the artist basically wherever I want. And so if I put 0, 0, the artist is going to go to the top right corner. Let's do 10, 10, just so you guys can see him. And so run, he's right here in the corner. Okay? And as I change this, let's make this 300, make this 150. You'll see the artist is right here. Okay? And so I can move the artist wherever I want. In this function, all I do is this. I say jump to top left, so I send the artist to the top left. And then depending on my x and y values, I make the artist jump forward, however much x is, then point downwards and jump down however much y is. And in the end, I make sure that the artist is pointing exactly to 0 degrees. That way, I don't have to care about if I was drawing a curve and he's kind of pointed to a random direction. I don't want to care about that. And so I make sure that the artist is pointed to 0 degrees, and then I can do whatever I want. Okay? I use this in every function. So I showed you draw color square, but even in draw window, I set position first. In draw roof, same thing. Well, not here, but inside the colored rectangle, I set position. Inside the triangle, I set position first. And that makes my life a lot easier because I don't have to care where the artist was before it. If I change something, it's not going to have an effect on any other function. And that's what I mean by modularity. Every single thing works on its own and is independent of all the other functions. I don't have to have a program that draws the window based on where the artist was when he finished drawing the roof. Okay? This is something I expect of you in this project. So I expect you to have modular code, meaning the functions are independent. And the best way to test it is to try to flip the order of the functions, or try each function separately and see if it draws what you want where you want it. Okay? Otherwise, please again go through the instructions. I gave you a few tips here, starting from just start with the simplest functions and work your way up to more complex functions, and keep your code modular. The rubric is at the bottom. The rubric just for the code is at the bottom of the detailed instructions. And of course, if you have any questions, please send me an email with a screenshot, or ask me in class if you're in class at the time. Okay? Good luck, and I'll see you at some point. Bye.